Welcome back to Red Wolf Roundtable here on ASU-TV. Welcome back. Hope you guys had a good spring break. You already know who I am. I'm your host, Tristan Harlan. Here to my right is the man, the myth, the legend, my brother from another mother, my best friend, my good pal, my good compadre, Cooper, the Juice Box Melter. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you.
I'm doing good. Thank you, Tristan. I hope you had a good spring break. I enjoyed my spring break. It was a little nice time to relax, clear your mind. But you know what? I'm glad to be back and getting the work done.
Yeah, Cooper, we got a great show. There was a lot of news in the basketball world for the Red Bulls that we're going to cover today on the show. But before we get too carried away, let's go ahead and send it to the newest member of the Wynn School District, our news desk correspondent, Ella Jane Britt. Ella Jane, take it away.
Like Tristan said, my name is Ella Jane Britt, and welcome back to the Red Wolf Roundtable News Desk. This week in Arkansas State Athletics, the Lady Red Wolves bowling team faced a 3-1 deficit in the Baker's best of 7 play, where they ended up turning the game around and pulling out the win in the Southland League Championship, while also earning the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. This is their 3rd Southland League title since 2018. With their automatic bid, this will be their 15th consecutive showing in this NCAA tournament. Next, in Arkansas State Athletics, the ASU baseball team's Kyler Cormack reached his first career quality start, but that did not help against the loss against James Madison, with 5 runs in the top of the 10th inning to outscore the Red Wolves with a 9-4 within those extra innings. Jake Henry Williams also tallied for his first career hit in the bottom of the 10th inning, where he was able to reach second on an error with 2 outs. This pack of Red Wolves are set to have a 5-game road swing starting today against the University of Central Arkansas. The first pitch is set for 6 p.m., and as always, you can catch it on ESPN+, and you can also listen to the game live from the Ticket Radio Network. The Arkansas State track and field athletes also finished this past weekend with 11 top 5 finishes at the Al Schmidt Bulldogs Relays. These Red Wolves also totaled 28 top 5 results within the 3-day event. The track and field team is set to be back in action both Friday and Saturday, where some of them will be playing in St. Louis while others will be competing in Birmingham, Alabama. Tristan and Cooper, back to you guys.
Thank you, Ella Jane. But Cooper, we've got an exciting show today.
We really do.
Before, we're going to talk about the bowling team, but real quick, before we hit that, which will come later, we had a little bit of breaking news earlier in the day for the women's basketball team.
We did. I think we were in philosophy. No, not.
Yeah, we were in philosophy. We were in Dr. Cave's class, and the news broke that Winter Rogers has announced that she will commit to the Arkansas State Red Bulls, where the hashtag Nets ain't free. She comes to the Red Bulls from West Virginia University, and if that last name sounds familiar, it's because it is.
Yeah.
Winter Rogers is actually the sister of head coach Destiny Rogers, and some people are saying this is a big transfer for the Red Wolves coming on the national stage.
Well, about that, she went to Little Rock Christian. That's where she played her high school career, and then she went to West Virginia. But now Coach Rogers said, hey, sis, it's time to come home. It's time to really show what we do up here in Northeast Arkansas. And everyone doubting Coach Rogers, just to let y'all know, big things are happening. So either hop on the bandwagon now, or when the train leaves the station, y'all can be left behind in the dust. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, in a true wrestling spirit, the legendary Montel Vontavious Porter saying was, big things popping, little things dropping, and this Red Bulls team is looking to be red hot come season. I mean, you got the loss of Jade Upshaw into the transfer portal, which hurts. It really does. I hope she achieves great things when she announces where she's going to transfer. Don't know when that is, but this team has made one mark on the transfer portal, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. But Cooper, when we come back from break, we're going to be talking about the men's basketball team and the new head coach. Guys, you're watching Red Wolf Roundtable here on ASU-TV. Stick around. We'll be back after this.
ASU-TV, shows like Red Wolf Roundtable, ASU-TV News, Westside Football, and more. Gain real-life experience while doing what you love. Get involved with ASU-TV today.
ASU-TV, covering all your favorite sports. From Red Wolf Roundtable to West Side football and more, ASU-TV has you covered. Tune in now to ASU-TV for news and coverage on these sports and more.
Welcome back to Red Wolf Roundtable here on ASU-TV. And Cooper, now it's time to shift focus to the other basketball team here in Jay Vegas at Arkansas State University. It was yesterday, Monday, live from the Operations Center for the football team in their sort of operation building that Arkansas State welcomed its 17th head coach in program history, Brian Hodgson. And Cooper, we had a chance to kind of hear some of the things he wanted to say about the team during the press conference. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what Coach had to say. And then when we come back, we'll be talking more about the new head coach. Coach, Tristan Harley from ASU-TV, and I wanted to ask, what's the biggest sort of thing you want to accomplish in your first 90 days to really set home to some of the fans and some of the student bodies that Arkansas State's going to be a legit basketball program come your first season?
Well, I think the first part was this morning and yesterday, getting these guys back. I'm super excited about that and proud of that, and I can't stress enough how great my interaction with those guys has been. And I'm going to tell a funny story real quick. Avery, I hope you don't mind this, but I'm on the phone with Avery the other night, and we're having a deep conversation, and you know, I was excited, and he seemed like my kind of young man, and all of a sudden it went completely silent. He was in the middle of talking, he was explaining something, and it was just completely silent. And he said, "Well, Coach, I'm sorry, but I think something in my house is on fire." So I said, "Avery, listen, you're good with me. I want you on the team. Go take care of the fire." He said, "No, Coach, I'm good. I'll get to it in a little bit." I said, "Avery, get off the phone and take care of the fire." So he called me back about 10 minutes later. He said, "Coach, sorry about that, man. It wasn't a big deal, but our breaker box was on fire. Now we don't have any power, but I'm here and ready to talk." So, and we had a great conversation, and man, I learned that those guys have a special jobs, and they forget to keep the main thing, and I want to get to meet the people here in Jonesboro, the people at Arkansas State, start supporting some of these spring sports that are getting rolling, and just building and strengthening relationships.
Guys, I mean, I don't know about you, but it seems pretty exciting about what Coach had to say.
He really does. You know, when the hire was made, I was a little questionable about it because I was hoping to get more of a coach with a head coaching background. But now I really see him. He was at Alabama as an assistant under a great head coach, Nate Oates, there. And I really feel like he can use what he learned in his time at Alabama and hopefully can bring it over, transition into Arkansas State. And maybe we can get a couple recruits from Bama.
Right, and you know, we had our producer, Easton John, type us up a few little notes here, so I'm going to read them all for you guys. And it says that Hodgson has established himself as one of the top recruiters in the nation across his 11 seasons as a collegiate coach. Most recently, he was ranked by everybody's favorite website, 24/7 Sports, as the #2 in its basketball recruiting rankings, which is good for Arkansas State because we've talked on the show multiple times about recruiting and how hard it is for the Red Wolves to get primetime players when it matters because of how close you are to the Memphis Tigers and how kind of in-state rivalry you have with the Razorbacks. But in fact, saying all this, of the 8 signed freshmen who were members of the Alabama Crimson Tide when he was there, 4 stars or better, including 2 5-star prospects and 3 McDonald's All-Americans. Great, another great stat. And, you know, the fact of the matter is this coach, while yes, he may not have had a head coaching experience, and off the gate, a lot of the Twitter trolls that we call him here on Red Wolf Roundtable were immediately comparing him to Coach Pilato, saying, "Oh, we've seen this story a million times." But the fact of the matter is he's coming off a very good NCAA run with a very good Alabama Crimson Tide team. So who's to say that, you know, this team with the additions of the returning stars, which we'll get to in a little bit, and maybe some Alabama, Crimson Tide transfer stars that we're going to bring up later a little bit. Who's to say we don't make a big run? I mean, last season, sure, Bellotto didn't close out, but we sure as hell were a very competent team when it mattered most.
It's going to come down to this. We will have a very experienced team next year. Caleb Fields is coming back. Isaiah Nelson's coming back. T-Baby's coming back. We have all these guys. You have Avery Feltz still here. We have all these guys. All we have to do is finish out games. And that's something we couldn't do at all last year. We would start playing, we would have a lead, and it felt like from that 7-minute mark to about the 2-minute mark in the second half, the end of the game, we went scoreless. And it felt like every game, we would always end up blowing the lead, or if we were fighting back, that lead would just grow and we would be out of reach. So if he can finish games, we might have a chance. And if he does anything like Alabama, coaches like Nate Oates at Alabama, then we're going to see a lot of three-point shots. We're going to be a team that we're probably going to be living and dying by the three if it's that type of coach.
Right.
But I feel like in the Sun Belt, you're going to have to play that type of ball.
Right, and real quick, there's a big difference between Sun Belt Conference ball and SEC caliber ball. But I want to ask you, Coop, real quick before we go to break, is how can Coach Hodgson turn this program around?
He's going to have to bring in recruits. I'm not saying he's going to need to bring in 4 or 5 stars. Bring in those 3-star in-state recruits. You're going to have to recruit in-state if you want to succeed in Arkansas. That's plain and simple. If you want to succeed in the Sun Belt and do what every coach does best, you got to hit the in-state recruits. There's a good recruit in Jonesboro. There's no reason he should be thinking about, oh, maybe I should go see Coach Hardaway at Memphis, or let's go see what's going on in Fayetteville. If he's at Jonesboro, he needs to be coming here, and I feel like if he can do that, he'll succeed here at Arkansas State.
Right, Cooper. I mean, you make a very valid point, and, we're going to hit a little bit more, talk about some of the stars you already spoiled came back, which is already public knowledge. But, guys, when we come back, we're going to be talking about Terrence Ford, Caleb Fields, Avery Feltz, and the other returning stars here on Red Wolf Roundtable here on ASU-TV. Stick around. We'll be right back after this.
ASU-TV, shows like Red Wolf Roundtable, ASU-TV News, Westside Football, and more. Gain real-life experience while doing what you love. Get involved with ASU-TV today.
ASU TV, covering all your favorite sports. From Red Wolf Roundtable to Westside Football and more, ASU TV has you covered. Tune in now to ASU TV for news and coverage on these sports and more.
Welcome back to Red Wolf Roundtable here on ASU-TV. Hey guys, now it's talk about the best thing that has happened to Jonesboro, Arkansas since the name of the Red Wolves, pretty much.
Okay.
We had two big stars, well, four big stars, but two most important stars announced that they were going to come back to J Vegas.
They did.
And I believe our graphics op, Mr. Gavin Grubbs, thank you so much for putting that up. The heavens have opened up. Isaiah Nelson and Terrence Ford Jr. are coming back to the Red Wolves. And, you know, we're close with these guys. I've talked to them. You've talked to them. Ella Jane's talked to them. Easton's talked to them. But we talked to them a little bit and asked them, like, hey, what was the main point of y'all coming back? And, you know, I mean, Coach said it in his press conference, and Terrence has told me a million times now, is he loves Jonesboro.
Yeah.
There's no place he wants to be but Jonesboro.
I mean, I kind of got nervous when Terrence posted a picture of him in a Bobcats jersey down at Texas State with a question mark, and I was like, for the love of God, if someone else from Arkansas State goes to Texas State, I might just blow up. And Caleb Fields, we're going to need that man. That man's our general, our head chief, our head honcho on the court, the man, the myth, the legend. He's coming back. And now you're seeing it both Avery Felts, Isaiah Nelson. That's going to be a deadly duo right there.
The core four is back, ladies and gentlemen.
The core four. I like that. We need to trademark it now.
The core four, baby.
The core four. I like it.
And it's funny that we're talking about this because as you're seeing the highlights roll on your screen from this past season, when Easton had initially found out that Terrence was thinking about Texas State, he had, you know, kind of he wasn't too happy. Let's just put it that way. Let's put it that way for our PG friends.
Yes.
And, you know, just looking at some of the stats now for these guys, you know, Terrence Ford shot 43% from the field, 40% from three. He's going to be our main shooter besides Felts. He averaged just about 11 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.3 steals. And Caleb Fields, the general, the not ring general, shout out to Gunther, but the court general.
The court general.
Mr. I don't care what you hit me with. I'm durable as J.B. Weld on a Tuesday afternoon fixing a dirt bike.
Okay.
He is back as well.
He is.
And he shot 44% from the field, 70% from the field, from the charity stripe. He averaged just about 11.5 points. But, man, these guys are back, and they're coming off with a force. Yeah. And, you know, it's funny that we're talking about all these guys coming back because on Twitter, Lord knows my reputation on Twitter. The Twitter trolls, they love me. The A-State fans, they love me. The fake A-State fans, they hate me. But we were on Twitter looking at it before the show, and we noticed that Terrence Ford and Corey Rucker has shouted out to Namari Burnett from the University of Alabama and said, hey, man, why don't you slide back to the borough? Because he has officially entered the transfer portal, and I don't know if this is against NCAA regulations or not, but why not, Mr. Burnett? Why don't you come back to J Vegas?
So it's not. We are not affiliated with the NCAA.
Nope.
We're just going to put that. We're just affiliated with ASU-TV here on Red Wolf Roundtable. So we're not going to get sued, I hope. But you know what? Namari Barnett, he entered the transfer portal right at the end of the season, and his assistant coach came up to Arkansas State. I mean, why not? You're good at Alabama, but how about you come here, average 30, and get PT? That's all I got to say.
Right.
Finish out the core four and be that fifth person. Be that fifth guy.
Yeah. And
the
you know,
Fab Five.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask you, Cooper, what does your potential starting five look like now that some of these guys are coming back? Do you see maybe a forward or a big that's already in the portal? Do you see them coming to A-State, or do you possibly see another big, like maybe an AB, withdraw his name from the portal and come back for the Red Wolves?
If AB does come back to the Red Wolves, I could see AB and Isaiah Nelson running the 4-5 area, Caleb Fields at the 1, Terrence Ford at the 2, and then that 3 spot could either be Avery Felts or have Avery Felts come off the bench, and if we get the Namari Burnett guy from Alabama, maybe he can run that 3 spot. Yeah. But right now, since we don't have Barnett's open, we'll put Avery Felts at that 3 spot because I want people that can score.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're not wrong. But guys, we're going to take another short break, and shout out to T-Baby for sending my mind on a tailspin about his decision to come back. And you guys are watching Red Wolf Roundtable here on ASU-TV. We'll be back right after this.
ASU-TV, shows like Red Wolf Roundtable, ASU-TV News, Westside Football, and more. Gain real-life experience while doing what you love. Get involved with ASU-TV today.
ASU TV, covering all your favorite sports. From Red Wolf Roundtable to Westside Football and more, ASU TV has you covered. Tune in now to ASU TV for news and coverage on these sports and more.
Welcome back to Red Wolf Roundtable here on ASU TV. And guys, it is time for the final segment of today's show. And we've got a doozy for this last segment.
We do. We really do.
Real quick, before we get too started, we're going to go ahead and say shout out to some former Arkansas State players in the March Madness tournament. Chad O'Meara and Desi Seals. You're seeing it on your screen now, from Red Wolves to Superstars. Both teams are, Desi was fighting for the chance.
He was.
He was fighting for the chance.
They came up short.
And Miami, with Norchad, they're still fighting for the shot to go to the national championship. And as you're seeing it on screen now, Norchad O'Meara, during the season, he was averaging about 13 points. He's averaging about 11 in the tournament. He's shooting about 46 from the field in the tournament, almost 88% from the charity stripe, and he's averaging about 14 rebounds a game, kind of similar from his rebounds during the season. And man, it's just great to see former Red Wolves shine in the big stage.
It really is. And Desi Sills, he averaged 9 points per game and on 3 rebounds, shooting 54% in the tournament, which is really, really good, because looking at that Kansas State team, they have a bunch of firepower. And in that loss they had there against FAU in the Elite Eight, Desi had 15 points. He played his heart out. He had a great career in college. I know he's done with college basketball. Whatever you do pro-wise, or if you're done with basketball, good luck. And with Norchad, just let Norchad, if you're watching this, the whole state of Arkansas, the whole city of Jonesboro is cheering for you, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Norchad, he's a friend of the show. He was the first student athlete that we had on the show over the course of the growth of the show, which, thank you to that, Norchad, for being the first guy to come on the show. But, Cooper, now we've talked enough about basketball. It's time to talk about another team here at Arkansas State that is doing quite well. They actually just won their conference tournament. If you can't figure out who I'm talking about now, it's the Arkansas State women's bowling team led by our friend Big Marge.
Shout out to Big Marge. That interview was fun. It's good to see this bowling team doing what they do best, winning championships, and girls go out there, win that tournament, bring home another trophy to Jonesboro.
Yeah, I mean, we're just about a day, I do believe, away from their selection show. But looking at some stats for this team now, you know, we talked about Maggie. She had about 4,564 pins. She averaged a score about 217.3. Her high was 279. She had 15 games over 200. That's great. She bowled 21 straight games, but Buchanan, you cannot leave out Buchanan. She played 44 games, had 9,166 pins, averaged 208.3 on the score, and her high was 265. She had 30 games over 200. But the biggest thing is that what's not being talked about enough is this team came back from a 3-1 deficit in order to win their conference title.
Blowing a 3-1 lead.
I know.
Like
It's one of those things where it's like, hey, 3-1 leads are being blown everywhere.
You had the Thunder do it, you had Golden State do it, you had the Cleveland Indians do it in the World Series to the Cubs.
I believe they're called the Guardians now.
At the time, they were the Cleveland Indians when they blew the 3-1 lead. But the bowling team here has been great. This is the team that is always consistently winning trophies, winning awards for Arkansas State, and they don't get enough love. And I don't see why not, because no hate to any other sport, but here recently I haven't seen football, baseball, or basketball win anything.
Right. I mean, they've gone far. Some sports, not football or baseball, they're kind of on the down low. Don't tell Butch Jones I said that. I don't want him to kill me. But
we're challenging you.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is this bowling team that we went over there and did an interview with them, and they were ecstatic because they don't get enough recognition. And honestly, I'm kind of wanting to go to the selection party and just, you know, say, hey guys, you know, great job, you know, Red Wolf Roundtable, ASU-TV, like we're supporting you, and maybe get a couple interviews with some of the players, because this team, they fight for their right to party. Shout out my boy Easton,
the Beastie Boys.
Exactly. But you know, the fact of the matter is this bowling team has a lot to do. And real quick, before we send it to our news desk correspondent, we're going to take a look at our bracket challenge. You know, it was kind of the big talking point of today's pre-show. And
dead last.
Yeah, Juicebox is in dead last. I'm kind of fighting for the middle there, and Easton's in second, and Jake Williamson. Shout out my boy Jake down there in the Louisville. He's got Miami winning it all, but. Guys, I think it's time to go ahead and send it back to everybody's favorite new teacher, our news desk correspondent, Ella Jane Brett. Ella Jane, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Tristan. Thanks for asking. I'm a little sinusy, but we'll get over it. Don't forget, tomorrow is the selection for the NCAA bowling tournament. This will be streamed live on the NCAA.com at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Bring home the hardware, ladies. Also, the A-State baseball team will play an in-state rival against Central Arkansas today at 6 p.m., and you can listen to the game live from the Ticket Radio Network or live on ESPN+. Tristan Cooper, back to you.
Thank you, Ella Jane. And Cooper, I think it's just about time to say sayonara to the good fans. But, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Red Wolf Roundtable here on ASU-TV. We'll be back next week for more chaos here with your friends at ASU-TV.